Hey YouTube, coming at you with the Retro Cup team that did not work. I want to showcase it because it's actually very, very important for team building. So let me tell you the thought process behind the team building and then why it failed it failed. So right now the meta has shrunk, right? It is dragons, ghost / ice, and normal typing, right? So my thought process was Kingdra as a dragon is probably the best dragon because of the water typing allows it to neutralize the ice, yet still do that sort of dragon breath damage that you want from it, especially the shadow version. Froslass I think is still extremely strong because even though there are counters to it, it just with energy advantage and shield advantage, it is a beast. And Machamp, my thought process was, you know what, Shadow Machamp I always say does not care about typings, right? It just in the Froslass matchup between the counter cross shot rock slide and then the cross shot for the normal typings, I thought, great, this team is going to just overpower their opponents. The problem, what I did not think about, and this is very, very important in team building, is I mentioned a couple things here. I mentioned Kingdra is great at the Dragon Breath damage, and then Froslass needs shields, but so does Machamp. And the problem with this is so does Kingdra. And a lot of times Kingdra can flip switch because you just Dragon Breath and then shield and then Octazooka and you overpower there. So the problem was I have 3 Pokemon that, although each strong in their own capacity, that each have either hard fast move damage in Dragon Breath and counter or charge moves in Froslass and Avalanche and Shadow Ball. And even Machamp and like Cross Up and Rock Slide needs to be respected when it gets ramped up, like in a good matchup. The problem is when your team is just so vulnerable that you need to like shield one and shield the other, there's at times where like I would have to like shield Kingdra and then I would be like a 2v1 shield and they have like a Jellicent on my Froslass Machamp, right? So it didn't work in practice. So how I would adjust this team, I think that you would almost need at least one of these gone, if not 2 of these gone, to get a bulkier Pokemon in here that can absorb some energy. And then I also don't like the fact that Kingdra is great, but it does not work with Machamp and Froslass because Kingdra requires the Dragon Breath damage and a shield and Octazooka just to like flip switch and stuff like that. So that's why it did not work. But so I went like, I only have like 6 battles here. I think I went like 3 and 4, maybe in 3 and 5, and then I'm like, no, I can't use this team. So this is right off the bat, right? So we have Coffergus. I'm going to have to shield. I might call Dark Pulse bait because a lot of them Dark Pulse right off the bat. Yeah. The thing is, like, I'm now gonna be pretty low. I Octazooka here, knowing I can come Froslass. So get the bait off. Do not get the lower of the attack as 50% of the time I do not get it. So I have to burn 1 shield here, and I'll get to a move. But if they want, they can shield and get to another foul play here, right? Which would take me out or grab the second shield. And just like, so they let it go. And now they're up 2v1, like 2 shields to 1. The fact that Koff is coming in does mean I'm going to grab a shield right back. And now it's tricky, right? Because I have Machamp that is going to need to land a Rock Slide. Oh, see if they let that live. Okay, so that's why I won. I won there because they let that go and they tried to go 2-shielded Zangoose, assuming that I didn't have a super hard counter user in the back here. And if I didn't, I probably would have lost, right? Kingdra against Froslass. Again, this is not bad. It's still not good because these avalanches basically take you out from this range. So I'm probably going to have to shield. Yeah, I'm going to have to shield right off the bat here. I will force it down a lot, and then Octazooka will take out from this range. They give up to like a ton, right? So a lot of these wins was because like you are able, but that was my thought process. My thought process in the beginning of this was Kingdra in the lead because Kingdra's always used as a safe stop to flip switch. My thought process was, why don't I just have up 2 Pokemon in the back that like cover each other's weaknesses? Like Froslass is going to be weak to like Lickitung and Dunsparce and stuff like that, and Machamp could just wreck that, and then Machamp will be weak against like Flyers, and Froslass can deal with that. So that was my thought process. This is where I say that, this is where I always joke saying that typings don't matter because counter just adding up a ton on the Froslass. I'll not be able to take this. I go for the full farm down because I'm like, if I can get the farm down and get the Octazooka off, they're going to be switch locked and lower their attack, which would be great. But they rightfully, smartly get out of there. So I do get off the Octazooka. Hopefully lowers their attack. I swear to God, between the Zap Cannon, which has a 67% chance, and I went like 2 for 20 getting the boost, and this, which has a 50% chance, and I swear I'm at like 10 to 15% chance of getting the lowering, I am not great when it comes to that stuff. And here we are. Shield's down now. Luckily, it does take 2 to take me out, which they will get to. So there goes Froslass because I didn't say shield for it. Froslass is good with shield and energy advantage. That's what you need Froslass for. It is not good in zero shield because it's glassy. Machamp is not good in zero shields because it's glassy. Kingdra's not good in zero shields because it's glassy, right? So you can't put a team like this together. So yeah, so that's the flaws of this team. In terms of each individual part, if you want to think about these Pokemon on different teams, I think Kingdra is good in this meta, just given that it's got that Dragon Breath damage with the ability to not take super effective from ice like other dragons. That being said, I have said this, maybe I said this in my video this morning. The Shadow Dragonair versus Froslass matchup, especially if you have a bit of energy on Froslass, is very good for you. Like the Shadow Dragonair between the Dragon Breath damage and the Aqua Tails will take out Froslass before they take you. Like you will flip switch there in the one shield if you get a little bit of energy advantage there. So it's really, really strong. Here, the only reason I did so well there is because I had shield advantage, right? 2v1, yes, it was a bad matchup, but Froslass with the shield advantage is going to run over that matchup all the time. Just going to get this out of here. And then hopefully Machamp in the back will just be able to sweep whatever they have. They may lower my attack here, which is unfortunate. I have to let it go because I don't know what's in the back yet. But that is a lot of damage. Oh, and it is a Mew. So that is not great. It doesn't care about your typing, but psychic alone, it kind of cares about. If I got to the cross shop, I probably would have taken that out, even though my attack was lowered. So this Dragonair matchup is like evenish. I think they outpace you to the move. Like Shadow Dragon. So although I like Kingdra, I think honestly, if I'm going to run a dragon, it's going to be Shadow Dragonair. Quite honestly, I think it's first on my list as opposed to Kingdra. And then they give up a switch here, which is huge for me here. Shield 1's farmed down a ton. This is probably where Machamp is just going to go ham. I'm at 2 moves. This one will take it out. If I remember, they shield not knowing the count, and I just go back to back here. Yeah, I remember that. So I'm like, okay, I'll go back to back here. Take this out. No, they really don't want... Maybe they're running like an ABB weak to fighting, and they know that if they don't get this out of here, I could probably take out the Froslass before I take out whatever's in the back here. Right? So here comes the Froslass back. Wait, no, the Dragonair. And there is your other normal typing in the back. And this is Machamp just going hard. I believe I try and catch before they take me out 2. I'll probably try and catch on 3 here. Yeah. That's it. That's an easy catch. Like I said, one of the easiest catches in this game is when your opponent is like 1 or 2 fast moves away from being taken out and they have to throw there. Right? Or else Machamp's just going to counter down. So it's an easy catch. They're not going to like throw another Bolt Seed in anticipation of a catch there. And then Kingdra, again, this is the same thing. Like, I can live 1 drill run for sure. Will an Octazooka take out with the Dragon Breath damage? I don't even think so. No, I'm going to have to go Outrage it to take this out. I throw right in here. I probably should have just gone Outrage, because if they let this go, I'm probably going to be taken out. I do get to lower the attack, finally. But even so, I think that probably still takes me out. Yeah, and now they just snipe with Froslass. So now I have a Machamp and a Froslass, right? So, not that this is a good situation. And this is the problem. Like, maybe I should run a Pure Ghost instead of Froslass, because now I'm in a tricky spot here. Again, Froslass in itself, I know Froslass is so good, but like I said, I'm actually scared off for Froslass for my what I'm working on as my best team tomorrow. because at best you have the froslass mirror match, which is always super tricky. You have a lot of these normal typings like Lickitung and Dunsparce, which is beating you now. Jellicent and the other ghosts beat you because they can do the ghost type moves more faster and like just fast type, like a fast move. So I'm actually like running away from Froslass right now. Machamp is tricky because now they got the oh, what a creative line. What a creative line. Dunsparce double ghost. Who knew? And this one I'm probably gonna outpace too. Yeah, Kingdra is just, I like it, but I don't like it. Machamp, the problem with Machamp is a lot of the wins that you had in open are not here right now, right? All the darks are gone, all the steals are gone. There's most of your wins that you have. So you're left with like all the normal typings, which Lickitung and all the normal typings that I said that will do great against Froslass. You'll win those. But then there's a lot of just like, there's a lot of ghost. There's a lot of flying. Even the dragon is sort of neutral. Then you have, there's not a lot of pure ice in this, right? A lot of people are running Froslass, which is a half ghost. There's Metachamp, which is just going to outbow, right? I kind of got unlucky here. If I had a Metachamp on this team, I probably would have won instead of Machamp. So I don't think there's I don't think there's a ton of play for Machamp in this meta right now either. So I would go slight variations on each of these Pokemon moving forward. That's my thought process, anyways. So I saw a couple of viewers submitted, so I'm gonna look at those, and then I got one team that I really want to try to showcase tomorrow. It's not even my best team because my best team had like Froslass on it, but now I've got another Pokemon that I'm using that I'm like, I really like this Pokemon. So we will see that. Anyway, so that's team building issues and strengths and weaknesses, and that's the strengths and weaknesses of each of these Pokemon. So two more teams tomorrow on Wednesday, and then we are League Turnover Thursday, and I believe it is Great League and Great League Remix, if I'm not mistaken. And the Remix will be interesting. I believe it's Remix. Let me see what is banned. Great League and Great League Remix. We have Open, which is great. Remix is so it's 20 Pokemon that are most used that are banned. So looks like there is a lot on this list that we want to see banned. So it's interesting because it's probably going to be very similar to this meta to a certain extent. Because let's look at what's banned. So a lot of the ban list is already banned here. So I'm just going over the ban that's already banned here. A Ninetales, Azumarill, Umbreon, Sableye, Registeel, Bastion, Galarian Stunfisk, Obstagoon. So those Pokemon are banned, and they're already banned here, which is great. There's also other Pokemon that are in this meta that are banned. Venusaur, Noctowl, Lantern, Skarmory. No, Skarmory is a steal, so Skarmory is banned too already. Swampert, Pelipper, Metachamp, Altaria, walrein, Defense Deoxys, Froslass, and Trevenant. So there's a lot of Pokemon, a lot of like common cores that are banned, like the Owl and Lantern, Metachamp, like that's a common team, right? Sableye as your main like Dark Ghost there. The Steels in Registeel, G-Fisk, and Bastion are gone. Your main Charmer in A9 and Azumarill. So it's great that there is less of the main sort of meta there. Just looking at first glance, I'm very happy because at first glance, it looks like my Ninetales is strong, right? Because you have Swampert gone, Pelipper gone, Altaria gone, and Bastion, and G-Fisk, and Azumarill, and Lantern. Right? So on first look, kind of liking Ninetale. I'm kind of liking my Kanto Ninetales off the bat. You probably have other flyers that you want to run too. Like I said, there's 3 flyers banned in the Owl, Skarmory, and Altaria, and Pelipper. There's a lot of flyers banned, but so is Lantern, walrein, Froslass, and a bunch of steals. So I've got to imagine that something like Pidgeot or other flyers are probably high on this list. I'm sure PvPoke has the ranking, so I'm just doing this off the top of my head right now, but I'm almost positive that they will have the Great League Remix out. They do. Oh, this new Pokemon Carbink is first. That's unfortunate. Not surprising, double Vigoroth, right? Whenever you have a banned meta, double and Vigoroth automatically climb to the top. Pidgeot number 8, right? So there's Pidgeot right off the bat there. Yeah, Togedemaru, 19. Yeah, 19 because you have Swampert, G-Fisk, banned, and those are like were your hardest, two of your hardest answers. So I love that. I love that. Where's my Ninetales? Come on, Ninetales is not that bad. 149. Get out of here with that. I guess the problem is there's a lot of other mud boys. There's Quagsire, and Whiscash are top 10. So that could be tricky. And then even in neutral matchups like plus Carbink, Rock Throw, Rock Slide, and Moonblast. So you're going to be bad against the mud boys. Yeah, Quagsire and grass, right? That makes sense because you're weak to grass. So Quagsire, Chestnut, Whiscash, Diggersby as a ground, and a fighter. You're weak to fighting too. So there's enough actually on this list that you can deal with that. But then it's got some answers against some of the top meta Pokemon, and oh, there's my Ninetales getting destroyed. But like it beats Double, it beats Lickitung, it beats Cofagrigus, it beats Vigoroth, it beats Jellicent. So okay, interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't. You only have one if you got the ticket, and it's not super. Anyways, we will go over that in 2 days. Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. Why don't you just cover this in another video? I will cover it in another video. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.